Shalom Aleichem, welcome back to the Davening Experience. We are moving on to the second part of Shemona Esrei, which is called Gevuros. And it deserves a hakdama, it deserves a preface. Because the real question that we're going to have to address, and this is going to deserve another share, is how we can daven using someone else's words. It's a big challenge to daven in general. And it's a bigger challenge when davening means that we're not using our own words, but we're using the words of Chazal. Now, of course, the words of Chazal are the words of greatest of Nevi'im, as well as the greatest of Chachamim. So it's very special to be able to utilize those words, but we need to understand how we can daven using someone else's words. And like I said, that deserves a share for another time, but suffice it for now to say that the reason Chazal did that is because, among other reasons, it's not enough to just praise HaKadosh Baruch Hu in the way that we think HaKadosh Baruch Hu should be praised. It's more than that. It's that we need to get in touch with the way Chazal think HaKadosh Baruch Hu should be praised. We need to view the praise of Hashem in a certain light, from a certain angle, and with certain elements. So with that in mind, we're going to begin Gevuros, which begins, Ata Gibor Le'olam Hashem. After we finished a bracha that seems a little bit more, I suppose, straightforward, easier to understand, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu protects Klal Yisrael because we are the past, present, and future of the Geula, then we shift to that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is the Gibor. And the question is, of course, how does that fit on the coattails of Geula? What does Gevura, the might of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, have to do with any of that, which we'll explain as we go. But Ata Gibor La'olam means that HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you are the mightiest one, La'olam. So we have two words we need to explain. What's Gibor and what's La'olam? So Gibor means mighty. But when we speak about mighty, when we use the word Gibor, so it has two possibilities. Either Gibor means complete control in an internal sense. I don't express anything I shouldn't be expressing. And it also refers to a Gibor in terms of being externally controlling, that a Gibor can control anything. What's La'olam? So literally La'olam means world, but it doesn't mean that. It's an idiom. And it means that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is the Gibor forever and constantly. Constantly and forever. So those are the two ideas. You have Gibor being complete control, and you have that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is in complete control constantly and forever. In what way? So we're given a specific example or category, and that is called Tchias HaMesim. Ata Gibor Le'olam Hashem. You are mighty constantly and forever, Hashem. You are in control constantly and forever. V'chayi Mesim Ata Rav L'Hoshia. You are the one that revives the dead, and your salvation is great. So we're only going to focus on Mechaye HaMesim for now. What does it mean that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is the Mechaye HaMesim? Why are we referring to this after Geula? So one could certainly answer that after the redemption, the next step of the world is going to be Tchias HaMesim. That after the Geula, the next step is that the dead come back to life to enjoy their reward. When it comes to Tchias HaMesim, it's important to realize that we strive to be in control. We strive to be a Gibor as long as we can, and in whatever area that we can, which is life. We strive to control our lives, and we strive to control how long we will live. We make vaccines. But HaKadosh Baruch Hu is beyond all of that, because HaKadosh Baruch Hu controls everything, including death, which is something that we could never control. And it's important to realize that when a person does tshuva, so a person can do tshuva for anything. When does a person get atonement? Chazal, the Rambam tell us that a person gets atonement at different times for different sins. And if a person, chas v'shalom, is mechalel shem shamayim, he desecrates the name, the reputation of Hashem, he only gains atonement with death. What's that all about? Why should a person only gain atonement from death? And the answer is very straightforward, because death is the ultimate kiddush Hashem. It shows that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is ultimately in control of everything. We control life, but HaKadosh Baruch Hu controls death. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu also controls the dead coming back to life with Tchias HaMesim. So we're going to stop there for now, but to be continued for tomorrow.